All you have to do is close your eyes and listen.
Welcome to episode 51 of TSGG Chat. I'm your host, Kevin Bork. With me this week is Brett. Hey, Brett.
Hey.
And Brennon.
Good to be back. We got an empty studio today.
We do. We can make it, though, with the three of us. And you can watch us record this show live at mixer.com/TSGG_online, or you can watch it at youtube.com/The Society. You can also get the audio version on YouTube and all of the other major podcast services like Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, and more. Both versions post on Fridays, and they will always be free. You can be part of the show by writing in your questions or comments to tsggchat@gmail.com. And if you want to help us continue to grow, please consider becoming a Level 1 member at patreon.com/TSGG. For $1 a month, you will get early access to the ad-free versions of this show on Thursdays, and we always answer Patreon member questions on the show first. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the TheSosGG, at Kevin_Bork, at TSGG_Brett, at Shippy_D, at Guyon Gaming, and at Kaylee Gardens to stay up to date on recording times and all of their info. Or maybe you just want to say, hey. Ladies and gentlemen.
You got to whisper it to me.
Don't. I'll block you.
It's time for some news. First this week, what do you want to start with, guys? You want to start with the big thing?
Yeah, we got to start with the big thing.
All right. Biggest thing to happen this week was Sony and Microsoft revealing they have a partnership in the future.
Going forward, sharing
For
technology.
a streaming service of some sort.
They'll be using Microsoft's AI solutions, Azure.
I definitely read that as Azure.
No, it's Azure. That's their business network stuff.
It's the fastest growing branch of Microsoft right now, actually.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have some quotes. The two companies will partner on new innovation to enhance customer experiences in their direct-to-consumer entertainment platforms and AI solutions. That's from the official press release. It's pretty vague, though. The two companies will explore joint development of future cloud solutions in Microsoft Azure to support their respective game and content streaming services. In addition, the two companies will explore the use of current Microsoft Azure data center-based solutions for Sony's game and content streaming services. By working together, the companies aim to deliver more enhanced entertainment experiences for their worldwide customers. What do you guys think's going on here?
Well, there's the
Console
obvious.
war is over.
You think so?
No. Nothing won that.
Never. There's the obvious kind of connotations here with Stadia announced about 2 months ago now, and calling directly out Xbox and Sony at the time, and saying that
Not a smart thing to do.
that boxes were a thing of the
Weirdly
past.
enough, no.
Well, Microsoft and Sony have said, well, maybe it is. So let's come together, and now we're going to do our own streaming. Good luck in competing. Honestly, I'm interested to see what Sony's part of this is, because a lot of this is coming from Microsoft, and their streaming service.
Game Pass
Game Pass is
already
doing
well established.
very well.
Well, that's not their streaming service. That's their
Game
Pass is
their
their
subscriptions.
Yeah, it's a subscription service.
Right.
Their streaming service, we're going to see at E3, xCloud.
Right.
That's going to be their answer to Stadia. And PlayStation Now is all Sony's had, but that's on a thing that they got back in 2011, 2012,
Right.
Gaikai service. And like the thing is, Microsoft built this from the ground up, so they know what they're doing there.
Right.
Sony acquired something and then tinkered around with it. They haven't built it. So it's not, Gaikai isn't strong enough to go into the future, so they had to do something, and it is unfortunate, in my opinion, that they're all focusing on streaming. Because I don't think we're there as a whole yet.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's not a focus on streaming, though.
I don't-
It's just a part.
It is.
They know
Right, yeah.
things are moving that way.
Yeah, so they're aware of
It's
it.
not
So
where
they had
Stadia
to
says
they had to
it
do
is.
something.
But-
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Stadia, they're
So-
saying that we're there and we don't need anything else.
Yeah,
and
exactly. But
they want to be able to provide the service, but they're, as we know from the rumors that Mark Cerny had said on in that interview, the PlayStation 5 is going to be a beast.
yeah, and that's the thing is that so when you think about the life cycle of consoles, which you have to think about that, we know that there are a next generation coming. They're 4 or 5 years at least for a life cycle, so they know they're not streaming's not where it's at right now. In the future, it might be, so they're preparing for that.
2011 when this generation started.
It's been out for 5 years.
2014.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
13.
And that's usually
14.
about how they
End of 13, I
how
think it
long they
was.
last. So you know that this isn't their main focus, but it's really good to see. But with that said, like you said, Microsoft has been doing this. They built this from the ground up. So that's why I do want to see what comes from Sony in this, because businesses don't
That's
make
what I'm
deals
interested in.
just to be friendly. That's not.
So
Exclusives.
nobody
Yeah.
seems to. Yeah, that could be.
That
That
would
would
be
be
huge.
nuts.
That would be insane.
It would be huge.
I don't see
Could you
that
imagine? Like, could you imagine? Like, well, PlayStation kind of did it a few years ago with their All Stars Battle Royale game,
Mm-hmm.
which wasn't a battle royale. It was actually a fighter.
That
It
was a
was
fun game.
it was a fun game, but it wasn't on Smash Brothers level, even though they were trying to be.
I actually like it more than Smash Brothers. But
No way, come on. Could you imagine though if Microsoft and Sony teamed up and
For one
brought
of
the
those?
best of the best
Yeah, even
into
if-
something like that?
Even if
or
they did something
a
like an
kart
Xbox
racer or
versus,
something
you know
like
how
that.
like Capcom has Capcom versus Marvel.
Yeah.
What if they did like Xbox All Stars versus PlayStation All Stars? That'd be so cool.
It would be.
Just to be fighting like
And they'd
Joker
be
as
hitting that
Halo
market.
Chief or Master Chief.
For-
Halo Chief.
the full roster and more of a fighter than I would Capcom versus Marvel, because that's like a 2D style.
No, but I mean the
NK
actual like
clone that I'm not a fan.
the way they do that is what I'm saying. Like they bring the two different kind of organizations together and fight them. This would be the same idea, just with Microsoft versus PlayStation.
Yeah,
Would it be
I
a fighter,
understand.
though?
I
Would
don't
it be a
like that,
sports
though.
game?
That's why I don't. Yeah.
It could be like Mario Party, something like that, their own version, where it's just a bunch of mini games.
That we could see a lot from this. So I'm very interested to see
Give
where
me a
this
Super
goes.
Smash Bros. Clone.
Think
Uh,
about
I
it though. Has there ever been any game that's been a Mario Party clone? No.
No, Mario Party has its own
Mario Party is
niche.
just
like,
amazing.
That is
Yeah,
where
it
it is.
Uh,
Now we're gonna have to go play
but anyway,
some Mario Party.
back onto this for a moment, because there's
Yeah,
other things
I-
besides
that
the streaming solutions. I also think that we already know, like, Microsoft has Mixer and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that's all part of it. Like, their streaming content creations and stuff like that.
Right.
That speaks to me like Sony's also going to have that type of stuff involved, like bringing Mixer over, bringing more user features, because when you stream from a console right now, it's very limited in
Right.
what you can do. Like, if you go and use a PC, you can get programs like OBS or
Yeah.
XSplit and do stuff and make overlays and do anything like that, customize your viewer's experience. And the way that streaming and content creation has come into the forefront, I think that it's imperative that these developers give people options going forward.
Yeah.
I think whoever gives content creators the more options next gen will probably win next gen, because there are so many content creators now.
Well, you're right, but at the same time, Twitch has Amazon backing.
That's true.
So I don't think Twitch is in any kind of danger with this.
Oh, no, I didn't mean them. I meant as far as the consoles go. Like,
Oh.
if I'm looking at an Xbox 2 or whatever they call it,
Yeah.
well,
Please
and
not
then
that.
I'm looking at a PS5, if they even call it PS5, and I'm a content creator, which
Oh,
we are,
gotcha. Yeah, I see where
and
you're
then
coming from.
on the box, one of them lists off a bunch of features that pertain to what I do. I'm going to choose that one,
Right.
just because we're in a state now where
Well, I mean, we know that Microsoft is
Yeah,
going
that's
to.
already Xbox at
That's-
this point. They have a whole Mixer page.
Yeah,
on
they
they
their-
do,
in their
but it's
terrible
still
UI
pretty
that Kevin
limited.
hates.
It's still pretty limited in
Yeah.
there.
It is
I
limited.
agree.
OBS like it runs things like right now. You can't
You
use
guys got to use Elgato's.
Yeah.
Right, or the
If they had
equivalent
a built-in
to it.
capture
Yes,
card, oh
That's
my
what I mean,
God,
built-in.
imagine
That's
that
what
all the
instantaneously.
features in the box, like, and they can do it using Azure, like using their cloud services. You can have a lot of that because a lot of it, like on a PC right now, most people have two PCs, one for streaming, one for playing, and if they can eliminate the need for extra peripherals and have it all in the box, they're going to do really well
Right.
in the next generation.
We know how powerful PS5 is, and we know that Microsoft came out and kind of said, that's cute, but we're going to show you guys what real power is at E3.
Oh man, I can't wait. So
It's
Xbox,
very possible
Did
that-
you see Xbox post the other day?
No.
They were like, "What game are you guys playing?" Did you see what I wrote to them?
No, what'd you say?
I said
The
I'm
waiting
I said I'm
game
playing the
for
game where I
E3.
wait for the E3 conference. I'm waiting for the E3 conference game.
That was another time I wish Twitter had a dislike.
Oh come on, that was a good one.
I'm very interested in seeing everything that they're going to present us at E3. They've said that it's going to be their biggest one ever, and
After last
to
year's,
compete
that's a
with
high
last
bar.
year's, that's huge.
Yeah, last year we got what 50 games
Yeah.
and
Like 25
12
exclusives.
studios exclusives are coming.
It's going to be insane. And we
Yeah,
know that
we're
the
gonna s-
studios
and we're-
are working on things that they haven't shown anybody yet.
We're gonna start seeing these things, which is
Oh,
very
man.
exciting.
Ninja Theory, give me that. Whatever, I don't
And
care
that's
what it
that's
is.
that's the question.
It
Like
could be a racing game. I'm still getting it.
That's
Ninja
Sony-
Theory racing game.
Sony has sat pretty with their exclusives,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean they earned it. They can
Yes.
do that.
Yeah,
But
that's why we own it.
when you sit
PlayStation.
pretty
correct.
and somebody's aggressively coming for you, you got to defend that title.
Yeah.
And they pulled out of E3.
Right now, they're not.
We don't know.
Their directs have been not great.
Oh, they're getting better. We've only seen
It's
two.
on an
The
upward
first one
rise,
was
at least.
absolutely terrible. And the second one
It
was
was all right.
much better than the
It
first
showed us
one.
a lot
Still
of
should have
good
been
games.
longer than 10 minutes.
Wasn't great. No, they're
Gotta be
cramming
in the
way too
30-minute
much into
area.
10 minutes. They
have
got it.
to be.
Well, if you think about it this way, so
Even
two
if it's
of
15
those,
minutes, just spotlight two of your games.
right? Yeah,
The
don't
games people
don't
care about, which
cram
are
it
the
all in there
exclusives.
like that.
Yeah.
And like, I get that you want to put Final Fantasy in there because it's buzzworthy, and they're going to
Yeah,
be
that's
talking
huge.
about it at
There's a reason
E3.
it's- Yeah.
But I mean, okay, so pull some of the other games out of there that you showed. Like, you don't need to like that.
What was that Predator?
the
did we need
yeah,
that?
the Predator game?
Those 4 seconds were fantastic.
Pull that out of there. Like, there wasn't even gameplay. That was
mobile
just
game?
some.
What was the mobile game?
That wasn't even in. Engine. That was not actual gameplay.
we
but
saw
so
nothing.
they just created a CG film and put it in there.
Yeah.
You're not ready to show that. Get it out of there.
Jake, what was that mobile game you were a fan of?
What mobile game are you talking about?
The one
the
on
sword
the
one that I
PlayStation.
call the mobile
Oh, that
game.
dungeon crawler thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that out of there.
I mean, I see what they're trying to do, but like,
I appreciate the indies, but if you're going to do a direct, show me games that are huge that are your exclusives, please.
Especially with no news on Death Stranding, Last of Us 2,
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima in the last
Kojima
8 months.
was in a bad mood. He was tweeting it out.
I know.
He feels better. He met with some developers. He feels good.
I'm not saying don't highlight the indies.
Yeah,
But-
never. That's part of what we do every week.
They
is
have
highlight
another
indies.
strategy where they constantly, for anybody that subscribes to them on like YouTube or anything, they're constantly releasing gameplay trailers. So just do that.
Yeah.
Do that. Talk about it on the PlayStation Blogcast, their
Honestly,
weekly podcast.
Just
They-
make them longer
Yeah.
and highlight
Yeah.
all these games.
Well, if you put those two Sony Directs together,
You got 20 minutes.
you got 20, 25 minutes. That's half of your E3 press conference. So why
Yeah.
aren't you there?
That's so when they went to the direct model, they had to follow Nintendo. Nintendo does this fantastically.
So
Just do
well.
what they do. It's 30 minutes.
It took them years to develop that because
yeah,
their first ones
exactly.
were cringeworthy too. So
But they have the model now.
Just follow
They
them.
have
So
it now.
Sony
Just-
can see that model.
Right.
Why not just co-opt it?
Yeah.
and they kind of are
Copycat
like the second one was
industry for a
much better.
reason.
It really was.
It was way
It
better.
really was, but it was not
The first one
an
was so
Nintendo
bad.
tier.
What it should have been
No,
was
definitely
they should have just. So the whole point of this is to save money, right? You're bringing things in house. You do it from your own studio.
Yep.
So why are you not doing this 30 minutes long? Why is that not happening? I don't understand.
No, me either. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, oh, and another thing is, okay,
What's going on, Rosemary?
So
Corey?
you got, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, because you don't have to go to E3. It costs a lot of money to go to E3 and have
Right.
booth and everything, and have floor space. So you don't need to go and spend extra money to create your own virtual experiences of walking through the games and then walking through koi ponds and then pretending you're in Japan and then pretending you're in The Last of Us. You don't need to spend $10 million doing that. Just go on
Right.
stage
Be fair,
and
those
deliver
are
your message.
Really nice parlor chicks.
They are
We
really
had
nice
to wait
parlor
10
tricks,
minutes
but
between while they walked
it
from
didn't-
stage to stage.
it
That was
didn't
fun.
That was
pan
really
out. And
At least we got to see
none
dreams.
of those games came out. They weren't even ready.
We didn't even see
Still not
anything
ready.
about
Spider-Man came out, and they didn't even do a Spider-Man themed one.
Well, let's not talk about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's a good game.
them. You played Spider-Man's DLC?
Yeah. Not all of
He
it, though.
How was
stopped
that
that
for you?
vase from getting stolen 720 times.
That's true.
It's
24-hour podcast.
Very special
Or
masterpiece.
24-hour event could have been him stopping that event every time, over and over.
It could have been. That's the problem.
We
that
would have put everybody to
Spider-Man 2,
Repetitive.
I hope,
Yes.
is
Hopefully it breaks that mold.
fixed. Yeah.
Because there's a lot they can do with that
I think-
Spider-Verse.
Well, because I was curious, like, when you go into New York City, which was massive, it really was.
Yeah,
But
well done.
it was like cookie cutter. Everything is just
let me go in a
closed
building.
boxes. You couldn't go in
Correct.
any of the buildings. When you looked in the buildings, they all looked copy pasted. But I think that
Word,
might have been
copy-paste.
just the limitations of this generation. I'm hoping.
No, that's a
I think it is,
cop-out.
man. No, because it's
What
hugely
was
open.
the game I played? What was the last
You want
I
a
was,
hugely
I was
open
talking-
world game where you can go into every house, then The Witcher.
No, I
every
was
house.
talking. Well, yeah, but the one I was talking about, I was playing it last time, and it was one of the first things I noticed was that I could just go into every house.
And The Witcher.
Oh, the Division, the
larger.
Division 2.
The Witcher. Yeah.
The Division.
Division?
The Division is a huge city.
I got
huge
nothing. Man.
map,
I got nothing.
and you can go in every building. Like,
Yeah, and that's a looter.
Yeah, correct.
yeah,
So-
exactly.
So yeah, they got no excuse.
I couldn't believe it, and to release a game and to have square-headed triangle people out in the ocean, like
Yeah, that was
you
pretty.
just
bad
got to do
too.
better than that. That's
It's just a Call of Cthulhu reference, okay? Leave them alone.
Any other thoughts on going forward with this partnership?
no, I'm excited. I think we might actually hear something about this at E3.
Yeah, maybe.
Which
From Microsoft, yeah?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
well, yeah, from Microsoft.
Oh, they're
but-
definitely going to talk about it.
Yeah,
they're
but I
telling us. I really hope that they do detail and outline what
Yeah,
next gen's
what
going to
their
be,
plan is, yep.
and not just hey, it's coming.
Well, I think
Hey, it's
agree with
coming.
that.
I think if you look at it in the way that they've been doing things, if they were going to do it that way, they wouldn't say this is going to be our biggest E3 yet. Like Phil Spencer is leading up to things. He's excited. He's been on
As,
Inside Xbox every single time they've had one the past
Yeah.
4 or 5 talking about it. He's hyping this up.
He's getting
for a
ready.
reason.
As monumentally bad as Xbox One's original release was, I think they learned from it very well. I think they took what they should have from it because it was absolutely garbage.
Yeah, it was.
Still bought it day one, though.
And
I mean,
X.
the machine's not garbage. Just their strategy was garbage.
Yeah.
Marketing and the not
Phil
backwards
Phil
compatible.
didn't lead it at that time, did he? I
He
think
came in
after that.
Yeah, he came in. So
But so I think they'll give us that outline. I greatly hope so. Anyhow,
I'm excited to see what they've got for us. We're going to talk about that next week. Next week's podcast, all about E3.
let's talk about some software. A lot of software was on sale recently
Preferred hardware.
over at the Epic
Just stop
Game
over there.
Store. They have started their first ever Epic Mega Sale, and this was going to last until June 13th.
I
And
like
they
how
are
you-
giving away a new game every week. And they're great games up to 75% off, and they're giving $10 off every game that's $14.99 and up. So you could essentially get $10 off plus the 75% in some situations. And everybody's wondering who's paying for all this, and are publishers and developers really okay with giving these great of a discount? And it turns out that it was Epic that said they were just going to eat the cost.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that
And
go?
some developers and publishers are still not okay with that and have started
Weird.
pulling their games. I don't have the current list right now of what's on or what's not on. You'll have to check for
Pull that up.
yourselves. But
We should be able to pull that up
Well,
while we discuss. But
Borderlands 3 was on there
Borderlands 3 was on there.
for $10 off. Even if you'd already pre-ordered it, it was taken down shortly after that statement.
Yeah. I did see Outward was on there. And if you guys have followed our channel at all, you know that I play that game. and I like that one a lot.
This
so
was The Last of Us to play that game.
I think you
He's out here
guys,
fluffing.
yeah, but you guys quit it though. I think it's $10 off. It's only
It was only 40 to begin with.
It's only 40. I think it's only 30 right now. So on PC, it's definitely worth the pickup.
The thing for me was a lot of the developers were tweeting and talking about it, and it's kind of a slap in the face to them. So they're still getting the pay. So if their game's $2.99, they're still getting the $12.99.
Okay. So, first day, they lost 2 pre-orders. It was Vampire the Masquerade 2.
Oh yeah, right.
You guys know how I feel about that game. And the second, let's see here.
And this is coming from Engadget.com, just to shout them out.
And Oxygen Not Included, which is from
That was a
Clee
pre-order as well, right?
Entertainment. Yes, they're both pre-orders. And Vampires from Paradox Interactive.
Anyway, as I was saying, from the developer's point of view, you put so much time, heart, energy into these games, and you know that they are worth the price that they are set at. So regardless
Well,
if you're getting the point,
Depends on the product
okay,
at
most
the
of
end.
the time,
Most of the time,
you know that if you're getting the full price for it, but you see that it's being sold for $2, that's gonna hit hard. Like,
yeah. So my
and to
question
do it without
is,
even asking is insane.
okay. So going into it, seeing that they were covering the cost of it, that seems like if I was a developer, and
Probably
they
should
came to
try
me
that
and said, "Look, we're going to sell it at this discounted price. You're going to get retail still." I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
So
if they asked.
the thing is, did they though, or did
No.
they just do this?
They just did this.
They just did it, and then a developer goes and sees their game for $2, and it's like, whoa, what was going on? And you guys didn't even tell me you were doing this. So
Right.
you're treading on terribly treacherous water by doing that. And it's like, do I really want to go to your store? Because anytime you can just do whatever you want and you don't even talk to me
Right.
type of
Like
situation.
that's scary.
So,
Yeah.
just those 3 so far, it looks like. Borderlands 3, Vampire 2, and Oxygen Not
I mean,
Included.
Borderlands 3 was so treacherous anyway. That was so
Yeah, 'cause
hotly
they have
debated,
the,
and then to go out and
6
do
months
this, like,
exclusive,
come on,
right?
Why would you even risk it? You have 6 months exclusivity, which we've talked about so many times. 6 months is huge in the game industry. There's 10 games that came out in that 6 months.
More
and
than that.
And yeah, that's what I mean. And you got all that time of this game only for you, and you're gonna risk that with something like this?
Like 60 games in 6 months.
Yeah, at
like-
least 10 games come out every Thursday on
I don't
Switch.
know. This marketing guy had to be fired. Like, this was a crazy idea.
Well,
and then,
mostly it was just no one communicated with the publisher.
right, exactly.
So-
Yeah,
I mean,
they just went and did this.
how do you do this? A huge 75% off is massive.
It was $10 for the 3 that got pulled.
yeah,
$10?
yeah, but $10 off a game that's not even out.
Correct. It
That's-
was off
that
the
doesn't-
$10
pre-order.
off pre-orders.
Yeah, like that's
And then
that's nuts.
Some games got the $10 plus a 75%
Right.
off. So I think it was no, because what was it? Hades.
Yep.
Hades. There was a problem with Hades too
It was
because
the pricing error.
Yeah.
So it's fixed. It is
It is
posted. That's what
fixed.
it's supposed
Okay.
to be. That wasn't a miscommunication. That was just an
Oh, that was
error
just a
with
mess
how it was
up?
set up. Yep.
because I think it was going for like $10.
and it's not even out yet.
Yeah, it's
Or
out.
it just came
yeah,
out,
it's
right?
out.
Hades looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Well,
it does.
they got their. I think it's early access is what's available. It's not the full
Gotcha.
game. But I mean, do you even have to release a full game nowadays? Because look at Fortnite. I mean, it's how much money has that game made, and it still says early access on it, and it's just
Well,
going to go away.
it
Will
will
it ever come
never-
out of early
it
access?
has
I don't
to,
think it
but
will.
It can't, because then it could get sued.
Yeah,
That's
It would.
so they will never come out of.
it'll
early
just stay there
access.
forever.
But I get where Epic came from with this. Like, you're trying to be consumer friendly. This is getting this. Yeah, I know. But if you're looking at this and you're a new gamer per se, you've just got your computer or whatever, and you see Epic Games is giving all these games for $10. That's
Off.
that's awesome. Like, good for you.
$10 off.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm thinking like a lot of the games were
You could
under
get
$10.
75%.
Yeah,
Oh,
seriously.
right.
So that's great for you. You can build up your collection and kind of go from there. But
Kind of like
the fact that you go
Humble
ahead,
Bumble.
yeah,
Humble Bundle.
yes, exactly like
Steam.
that.
Yeah,
Except those are like $2, and then you
Or
get
like
like
yeah,
40
that's
bucks.
that's a little different. Yeah,
and those
Yeah, better
don't those go to
mindset.
charity also?
and yeah, those are charity things, and
Yeah.
you're never going to see pre-orders in there. So,
Yeah, but what
but that's how I got the Darksiders games.
And
I
they
got
have
those in a
forums.
humble. Yeah, they do. I actually got the War Master
Not a fan.
Mhm.
remastered, whatever they're called.
It is called the
One and two.
edition.
Yeah, the Definitive and the War Mastered.
Yeah, I mean they have put some good games in the Humble bundles, but for the I don't know how you don't ask the developers or the publishers before going ahead with something like this.
Right.
That is huge. So imagine you wake up in the morning as a developer, like you're saying, just go check out how your game's doing real quick, and it's on sale for $2. Like, you're gonna freak out.
Yeah.
Especially if they didn't tell you were getting full price ahead of time. So you got, I can't even imagine how their headquarters was. You got 50 developers and publishers calling in saying, "What's going on with my game?" They're like, "Oh, don't worry, we're eating the cost." Okay.
It's like, thanks for the advance notice, I guess.
It's
But,
crazy.
I mean, we're not developers, we're consumers, so head over to the Epic store and see what kind of deals you can get, because that sale's going to be on until
they're not.
the
Or
13th of
don't,
June.
because Steam's better.
I mean, cheap games for everyone, and whatever you can get them on.
Yeah, and it really is part
Just
of that.
download all 37 launchers. You'll be fine.
It still helps the developers, like they're still getting the full price. I just can't imagine what it was like for them waking up to see that. But yeah, definitely. I mean, check it out. Their whole store, right? It's everything is at least $10 off or something like that.
It's got to be
It's
$15.
part
The
of the
game's got to be
sale.
$14.99.
Right.
Yeah, any games that are $14.99 and above get $10 off automatic, and then some games are up to 75% off,
And
including
$10.
that. Some
Wow.
just 75% off, some 20%. Just check out the store. The store is actually really easy to navigate. It's on their main page. They put all the games right there, and you just scroll through them. And yeah, if anything, I would suggest picking up Hades and Outward, and then go from there, whatever you like.
Yeah.
What do you guys want next? You want happy news or sad news?
Well, we
Sad.
just did some sort of in between.
Let's get
so
all
let's
the
go sad.
negativity out
Yeah.
of
You
the
want
way.
sad?
Yeah.
We get sad. Skull and Bones
Oh, I
will
saw.
not
God.
be at E3, and
Oh.
has been
And
delayed
it
I
got
thought you
pushed
were
back.
gonna say it got
again.
canceled.
No, it got pushed
Nope,
back.
didn't get canceled, but it did get delayed again.
Summer 2020, right? That's what it got pushed back to.
No, it's just fiscal year
Oh.
2020, so it could
Oh.
come out anytime. It could come out November 2020.
I'm okay with waiting for that game. I want a good pirate game. So
Yeah, I
Sea
mean,
of Thieves just released a huge update.
yeah, well,
At
not
April
Sea of
30th,
Thieves
they
fan,
launched
but
a massive update. They put fishing in that game, all right?
Here's
Fishing in
the,
Sea of Thieves.
Brett's gonna go read down
official.
I already did, and I have fished in it. It is awesome. They added hunting and fishing. It's great.
You good?
Yeah,
Okay.
we never talked about it, but it was fantastic.
I didn't even know that existed. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Skull and Bones official Twitter says, "We're going to batten down the hatches and push back on the game's arrival. This is a challenging news for us all, but it's what's needed to make Skull and Bones as awesome as it can be. Our focus remains on quality first, and we're grateful for your undying support."
This is not sad news.
It's kind of
I
sad.
prefer a delay over Anthem being released. Had
Ooh.
they delayed Anthem, Anthem would not be what it is.
Okay, I'm on your side. You got me.
100%.
Okay, well, it's kind of sad because this game was announced in
The nature
2015,
of
man.
the business.
And it's the team that did
I mean, you've been
Black
waiting
Flag's
15
Naval
years
Combat.
on 7.
Kingdom
so you
Hearts
can wait a
3
couple
too,
years
like
on
this
it.
one.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out what the challenge is here. It's got to be
It's probably
their
size.
multiplayer.
Size
It's got to be
of the
their.
game is
It's got to be
ginormous,
the multiplayer
so-
stuff.
No, it's Ubisoft.
No,
They
because
have, like,
you-
Division servers, so it can't be
Yeah.
that.
Well, Division didn't have
Maybe they're trying
matchmaking
something
for
really
their raids,
ambitious
so
with their-
Right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
was
got. That's what I'm.
god-awful.
That's what I'm
Oh my
thinking. It's
God.
got to
so
be
that
like servers
multiplayer
and
was
stuff.
not
yeah.
great.
Well, that's why that took 37 hours for them to
Communications,
complete.
matchmaking.
Props to those guys, though. You take 36 hours to beat a raid. Good, honestly.
I thought it was
That's
nice,
insane.
You're incredible.
honestly, but
That is insane.
It was 2 teams, actually.
however
weirdly
long
enough.
it took you guys.
2 different clans.
champions.
2 different clans teamed up. So that's the Skull and Bones news. We'll hopefully. Well, we're not going to see him at all at E3, so that kind of sucks because I was hoping to see something, but
Well-
they've officially pulled out of E3.
Right. They
And
have
they're
4
just-
games.
They're
though.
going dark, which
Ubi
is okay.
has 4 AAA titles coming, and we don't know what they are.
3.
Shout out to Rosemary Media for that one, because I was perusing their site, saw that, and had to look into it. So
Oh, nice.
There are 4 of them coming, including Skull and Crossbones.
Oh, okay.
Skull and
Skull and
Bones.
Skull and Bones. Yeah, 3. One of them. Well, we'll just hold that conversation for our E3 predictions because I've already made mine.
Mhm.
I'm ready to go.
Assassin's Creed in Japan.
No, we're not
Oh
getting
my-
Assassin's
That
Creed.
would be so dope.
No, they're taking a break. They already said they were.
I know.
Uh,
Because of Odyssey.
yeah.
Odyssey's final DLC released a couple months ago, so they're gonna stick with that.
We'll see Assassin's Creed next gen. So let's talk about the Division for a moment, because the raid did come out, and it is a 8-player raid, and PC, they completed it the first day. Console, however, didn't complete it for 4 days?
4 days.
And then it took 36 hours for 8 people to get through it. Do we know if any others have gone through? Anybody tracking it or anything? I'm assuming that some probably have snuck through by now.
They tweeted it, so they haven't tweeted anybody else.
As soon as I saw that there was no matchmaking,
Yes,
I stopped caring.
that's
not
my,
shocking to me.
That,
In a looter shooter, you need a team, especially for a raid.
What's not shocking to you?
That it took that long.
Oh, no.
You're with
okay.
a bunch of randoms.
No, well, they weren't.
It is.
The raid itself is incredibly hard. Like, it's built for 8
It
players.
is.
Right.
But it is incredibly shocking to me that they do not have matchmaking.
Yeah, that's insane.
Especially since there is media out there that said they will have matchmaking across all their game modes, and they had to clarify it by saying, we decided to make some changes. And then they continued that statement by saying that they saw what Destiny did.
4 AAA games are coming, including Ghost Recon, before March 2020, so not including Skull and Bones. It'll most likely be Watch Dogs 3, Splinter Cell, and who knows.
Definitely
Thanks,
Splinter
Rosemary
Cell,
Media.
because they've been tweeting jokes about Splinter Cell. You're going to see that at E3.
Teases.
I wouldn't be surprised if it launched this fall, actually.
I actually really liked Ghost Recon, so that's.
Well, they
I'm
released.
interested in a second.
All right, hold on. Let me get to this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So they
released
announced
new
that
content,
they're
right?
not doing matchmaking, and their reason for it was because they cited Destiny 1 and their raid and them not doing matchmaking.
yeah, but that sucked.
Wait,
Yeah, but they
Watch Dogs
the way
3?
that they
Brennan
portrayed it was that it was a positive thing, and they need you to, because it's so difficult, you have to work on teams and everything. What they didn't say was that most of the Destiny 1 players that did the raid looked for groups online through
On the
Reddit
app.
or on the app, met up with random people,
Mhm.
and then joined party chat, and then did it anyway.
None of
Yeah.
Destiny 1's raids were hard.
So, the Vault of Glass
Vault
was
of Glass, I was
pretty,
gonna
pretty
say.
difficult.
You didn't play VOG.
You're right. That's the
Um,
only raid I never did. So
And then, what they also don't cite is that Destiny came out, or Bungie, I should say, came out and said publicly, in Destiny 2, we want to make some changes because less than 25% of our entire player base ever stepped foot into the raid.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 25% of millions of people.
Yeah.
wait. Callus's raid?
None
No,
of the
no.
raids. The raids as a whole.
The raids in Destiny 1, all of them,
Yeah.
less than 25%
Well, even on the app.
even went into a raid.
Yeah.
Not
That's the whole
couldn't
point of
complete the
game.
raid.
I don't
They
understand.
never even experienced any of it.
Right.
And it's like, okay, so you really want to follow that?
The Oryx
You're
raid is
going
what, like,
down that
Put
road?
me in gaming. Like, I played games beforehand. I mean, this is. But when I played that one put me in kind of. That's when I jumped in kind of head first, I guess.
So this is really like rubbing me the wrong
Said
way,
I'm gonna
because
solo
Division,
this.
they're saying that this is as a positive thing, and it's not, because
No.
you actually have a requirement of more players, which is 8. And I can tell you right now, I haven't played the Division 2, and if I start playing today and I get raid ready,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have 8 people that I'm just going to be able to squad up with. I would need a looking for group.
Well,
And I don't want to go
The raid is
online.
also the highest end content. So even to get to the raid, you have to complete all of the strongholds.
You got to
in
be
the
level,
game.
gear score 500 or above to
yeah.
get in.
So you have to complete every stronghold in the game. You have
So-
to get your specialization, and then
Yeah.
you have to continue farming up to level world tier 5 to even get
World
into
tier
this
5
raid.
and gear score 500. So
Just having
once
8
you make
friends?
it there,
I'm so happy I didn't play that game.
once you make it to tier 5 and gear score 500, you should be able to look for a group in that
Yeah.
tier.
Absolutely.
There should be no excuse for this, and I don't think there is, and it's inexcusable. in
It'll
my
be
opinion.
it'll be added. It has to be 36 hours to complete a raid. Your raid is going to be
That's not fun.
untouched.
That's
no,
not fun.
No,
Nobody's
way
gonna
they
do
had
that.
fun at that point.
All right.
Probably
Here's some.
like paused and took naps. Like,
Here's a positive
can't even imagine.
positive piece. If you go to GameStop's website and you look up Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, it's releasing on July 19th as a Nintendo Switch exclusive. Also exclusive for GameStop is one of the sickest posters I think I've ever seen, and you got to check it out.
Looks
So,
like a movie poster to me.
it looks incredible,
It does.
and I can't wait to get that and show it to you all, because I'm definitely going to be getting that. Because I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem like there's that much buzz going for this game. And,
I mean, it's Nintendo. Nintendo
it is.
usually
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
have
right.
the. I mean, unless it's like Super Smash. Super Smash had a lot of hype, but
Best-selling
other
fighting
than
game
that,
of all time.
you don't get the hype built around this game.
Fire Emblem has quite a bit of hype.
Yeah.
Not compared to like what you'd expect from a AAA like title though.
I don't know, man. Everyone I talk to about
Okay.
it is
Yeah,
ready to
they're
go.
We
they're
talk
releasing more
to
videos and
gamers,
stuff.
guys.
The buzz is going. It's gaining
But
traction.
it's not like Destiny 2. Destiny 2's hype was
Well, that's
Yeah, how did that turn out?
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
didn't
not
turn out
saying
so great.
it goes great.
We beat it before
afterwards.
work that morning
a
We did.
full campaign.
on release.
So here's some other news. Heard the latest E3 Coliseum excitement. Netflix is going to E3, and they're going to have their own
Yeah,
panel. It's called Developing Netflix Originals into Video Games. So, I don't know. That's pretty interesting. I'm interested to
Okay.
see
Well,
what
that
they
could
do.
be
interested
awesome
in that.
because Netflix has some incredible originals,
Like Black
including
Mirror.
anime.
Yeah, give me a little game, a little arcade game where I got to outrun the bent neck lady. I'm ready. Let's
Get
do
out
it.
of my face.
Get out.
Leave.
We need
No,
to
I'm
rethink
thinking.
this
I'm
part.
thinking of their animes. think of the Netflix like Seven Deadly Sins. That would be a sick RPG.
Yeah, but Bandai is the only one who'll touch that stuff. So
Well, Castlevania is a Netflix original.
Yeah,
so
but with Ritual
That's probably
of the,
going way too
Ritual
far.
of the Moon coming out.
Yep.
yeah,
it's
They're not making a
Ritual of the Night,
Castlevania.
but
Ritual of the
Ritual of
Night.
the
Yeah,
Night, yeah.
sorry.
Curse of the Moon, the
Yeah, it's
8-bit
the
one.
first
one. Yeah, I
and then
combined 'em.
Ritual of the Night is the very not poop looking game that's
looks
coming
fantastic.
That we discussed last week.
out. Yep. So Red Dead Online has exited beta, and they are in full release mode. They're actually giving away
Too slow.
bonus gold, XP, and everything to get everybody going. It's not too slow.
Hey,
There's a
Online's
lot
awesome.
going. Yeah, there's a
No,
lot
I
going
mean,
for this.
I mean, too slow as in there are so many
The
new,
whole
new games
game
now.
was
I
too
won't go
slow
back.
for him anyway. So
Oh yeah.
he was
That's-
not a Red
That's
Dead
big
fan.
facts.
So it doesn't have the appeal of a GTA Online, obviously, but
It's inferior to the first one.
yeah, they've got a lot going on online though,
Mhm.
and this is pretty cool. So I'll just go through some of what the press release. The future of Red Dead Online not only includes continued improvements to the core elements of the world to make every aspect of the game fun for all kinds of players, but also brand new experiences that establish a deeper, more immersive connection to the world and your character. So also PlayStation players are able to play it until May 27th without a PS Plus, so that's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
That is cool.
So here's some of the additions now that it's in the full mode. You have the Revenge Saga of Jessica Leclerc gets an expansion, and it has new missions in a land of opportunities for both honorable and dishonorable players. Let's see. I don't want to spoil any of the story if you haven't played it yet. When you start the online, you actually start in this campaign, this little mini campaign. So, yeah, I'm just going to skip that part. Also, free roam missions are coming in. You have free roam missions expanding with new characters from the story of Red Dead Redemption 2 and a variety of new and diverse mission types. Bringing your posse to meet with Thomas the Skiff Captain down in the bayou of Niwa for some honest work, or visit the Aberdeen Pig Farmers to get your hands extremely dirty. Look out for more characters to appear soon. Poker is being brought into the game, so
About time.
visit poker tables at all the towns and outposts across the map to challenge your friends to a private, invite-only game of Hold'em, or you can raise the stakes and take a seat at a public table where the buy-ins and rewards are even higher. All poker table seats up to 6 players, available in 5 locations: Blackwater, St. Denis, Tumbleweed, Valentine, and Flatneck Station.
Destroy Kevin and some poker.
And then there's a 9-round revolving chamber and a
Didn't even
secondary
bother.
barrel
Yeah,
for
to
a
respond
single
to you.
buckshot round.
Not even worth it.
You can switch between rapid-fire bullets and a devastating shotgun shell on the fly with a LeMat revolver. And that's available for purchase from Wheeler, Rawson, and Co. catalog.
That was French made and it never worked properly. Just so everybody's aware.
Oh, really?
Historically, about the LeMat revolver, I think there was less than 1,000 of them made in reality.
It looks pretty badass, though.
I mean, it's a collectible.
Yeah, they have
Wow,
more
sounds
clothing
cool.
items. Emotes are also available, featuring highly requested clothing options, including ponchos, patterned bandanas, and more, as well as new emotes such as the throat slit and the flip off. New inventory will be coming and going often, so check the catalog frequently to see what's in stock week to week. In addition, all players who jump into Red Dead Online this week will get a gift of 15 gold bars and see a 25% increase in XP on a land of opportunities, free roam missions, showdown modes, races, and free roam events. Treasure hunters also get 25% extra cash and gold in chests containing them. And all Ultimate Edition owners also get a gift of RDO $100 and the throat slit emote for free.
Guess I should sign on just for that.
Yeah, you get that bonus real quick. So here's a little bit of a look ahead. They said, with Red Dead Online, we want to look at what we enjoyed about the open world experience, the ability to feel like you were really existing in that world and you could role play in that world. And then they want to extrapolate that out into what it could mean if you have a character that is truly your own. And we don't want to just pigeonhole you into being a criminal, but allow you a number of roles that you can take forward from the ground up. Players will get their first taste of this new direction when Rockstar
It's like
debuts
Second Life.
3 roles
You get a
this
job.
summer. I'm assuming you're going to be able to see more at E3 if they have a presence there. So you can become a bounty hunter. You can become a tracker. And you can open up a trading business. Or you can just explore and pursue a career as a collector. So there are different roles that you're going to be able to take on, and you can invest in multiple roles, either playing solo or co-op, and each offers opportunities for honorable and dishonorable actions. The more time you invest in a role, the more unique rewards like weapons, outfits, gadgets you can earn. So
That's pretty cool.
that's a look forward. They're not giving up on this, so that's really good.
GTA 5, GTA Online went on for like 5 years, so
It's still going.
Still is. Still
Yeah.
top 5.
Still going.
huge, yeah. So
Still top 5 in sales every month.
it's funny because RDR2's not.
No, but if they keep making changes like this, and role playing's huge, so they're going the right way
Mm-hmm.
with it.
Well, they probably actually decided on doing something like this after seeing how big role playing in GTA 5 was. I can imagine role playing cowboys is more fun than role playing cops in GTA, so you could definitely see a big swing from GTA role playing over to this as well. So it's probably a really good business decision from their standpoint.
Yeah, you guys tempted to jump back in? I can easily see this game being ported day one.
I'm on hour 59
next gen.
of Dragon Quest 11. First playthrough.
That's a game that's not going to be
That is
ported next gen.
ginormous.
What do you mean?
Red Dead, I can see that.
I just wouldn't play any game like this.
I spent 55 hours in Hollow Knight. What?
Hollow Knight was huge too. And you got killed by same boss 74 times. So I'm not surprised it took 55 hours.
105% of the game, though. And I never killed the Nightmare King Brim.
I know. I just wanted to
I
say
gave up.
it.
You
Wuss.
gave up.
much
Here's
platform.
something that's actually shocked me a little bit. This comes from GamesIndustry.biz. They are revealing that the Nintendo Switch has surpassed PS4 sales in Japan. 8.13 million Nintendo Switch consoles have been sold in the market, whereas PS4 has sold 8.07.
So it's closed.
This is despite the console being on sale for only 2 years compared to the PS4's 5. So in 2 years, they surpassed them in their own territory, which is
You have to
amazing to me.
You have to kind of think about that too, because think about the games that are on the Switch versus the games on the PlayStation. The PlayStation has a lot of the JRPGs, but not like the Switch does. The Switch has every game that comes out for them is basically a JRPG,
Yep.
and on top of that, they have a lot of the indie JRPGs. So that's kind of where they're at.
I mean, I'm not saying that. When you look at a worldwide thing, the Switch is at like 32 million,
Yeah.
and the PS4 is at
100.
100.
almost.
So it was just interesting to me that they were able to
I
beat
watched-
them in their own territory.
I was at GameStop the other day, and I watched a little kid trade in his PS4 for a Switch. And I cheered him on silently. Great idea, kid. He was probably 10.
Also, Nintendo Switch did their Mario Maker Direct. Which was 15 minutes of Mario Maker 2, a game that we're not really excited about. None of us actually play that style of game. So if you want info, just check out that Direct that you're going to get. You can't possibly get any more info anywhere else, so check that out. But something that did happen in that was they announced this discount program for Switch. Did you guys see this voucher program?
Nope.
So you get a pair of digital vouchers for $100, and you use these to buy any 2 games from their library on the Switch store. So that's effectively a $20 discount.
Right.
But you got to have, I believe you got to have their online access, which is $20 a year. And then, or if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually get your year for free because it's a Prime thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, and the vouchers are only available until July 31st to purchase, and then I think they said that they last for 1 year. So it's, instead of them discounting their titles, they just give you this voucher instead. It's just a way.
Well,
it's
it
interesting.
allows you to spend it on whatever you want, too.
2 games for $100.
So if one's not on sale, but you want to get it on sale, you can buy this voucher and use
You're still saving $20. Yeah. And then lastly for news today, Minecraft has sold 176 million copies worldwide, making it technically the best-selling game of all time. The only one that's close to that is Grand Theft Auto 5.
I thought Tetris was at like
Tetris
$1 billion.
is that.
Tetris is
That's
at
why
$1
he said
billion
technically.
over all of their games. Not a single.
So it's not
not a
like
single
one
game,
single
yeah.
Tetris. They've all been Tetris, but they're different.
Newer Tetris.
Right.
Tetris 99. Battle Royale Tetris.
Yeah. Or
hard to
Tetris
win
Effect.
That
Tetris
is
Effect
very hard.
on
That's probably the
PlayStation
hardest
4.
Battle Royale that's out.
It probably is, yeah. The second is GTA 5, which has 110 million sold. So Minecraft is at 176. So congratulations to them. And maybe we'll be seeing Minecraft Steve as the next player in Smash Bros.
He'd be too powerful.
That's a rumor.
I know, I heard it. And then I also heard that he would be too powerful because he can kill Enderman or whatever it is. So
I lied. I have one more news story for today.
we have one too.
Oh, yeah. So we got 2 more to go. Big liar all the way around. Code Vein, I just wanted to get this in there because we've been talking about this game. If you've been listening to us, we are super excited about this game, and it went super dark, and we were very concerned about it. And now it's back, and we're not concerned anymore. Code Vein is having a network test, and it's beginning on May 30th, and it's ending on June 3rd. This is in the U.S., and in Europe, it's May 31st, and it's ending on June 3rd. So visit their official website for additional details, and you can sign up there. It's super easy. Just put your name in and your email address, and you are signed up. So go over to Bandai Namco's website and do that if you're interested in Code Vein. It is, if you don't know anything about it, it is basically a anime Dark Souls is the best way I can describe that. And if you like anime, and if you like Dark Souls,
They also released new
sign up.
gameplay on it, so you can check out some
new gameplay has been released. A couple companies are out there. They have previews that they've done that the embargo lifted on, so check those out. And we're hoping we're going to get in that so we can make some content for you guys. Our last news story of the day comes from Brennon, who is ready.
The controller.
Oh, I was.
He is not ready.
He
Completely-
forgot completely what we were talking
100%.
about.
He went to sleep.
But I have the article still.
He's a guy.
This comes from Nintendo Life, more specifically Ryan Craddock. It's the new Nintendo Switch controller that's wired and has an audio jack. Obviously, games like it's restricted to games that actually have the chat function, like Fortnite on the Switch, for example. It's priced at about $24.99.
About
Super
or
cheap.
exactly.
That's the
That's
suspected
super
price.
cheap for a Nintendo peripheral.
And it's releasing on
Well, that's
July
super cheap for any
22nd,
controller.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because it's wired, I think.
2019.
July 22nd?
Yep.
So it's coming out this summer.
So
Just in
if you wanna
time for
talk
the-
to your friends if you play with them on Switch, I'd buy it.
Well, Fortnite's cross-platform, so even if they don't play on Switch, if they play on Xbox and you play on Switch,
I don't know about that anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I have to look into that because I'm pretty certain that the Switch was removed from that. And they're by themselves now.
It's very possible. Epic does whatever they want.
Well, I think something was going on with
Nintendo Live.
that and keyboard and mouse players. And having advantages or something like that. I don't know. I have to look into
I
it.
mean, they're always going to have an advantage.
Yeah, but it doesn't perform as well on the Switch as it does on the other consoles, is what the problem was.
Oh, got
guess,
ya.
so. I can get details if you really want to know.
No.
But
I don't care about
who cares
Fortnite.
about Fortnite, really?
A lot of people. Millions and millions of people.
Let's talk
care
about a game
Fortnite.
we actually care about and dedicate the last segment of the show to it, Rage 2, because it came out.
Did you see this has got an
and
average
you
of a
played it.
5?
I
out
did
of
see
10?
that. I couldn't believe it.
What?
I don't understand it.
I
I just really don't.
people are just so negative, man.
So-
Negativity is what sells.
I haven't actually played the game, got my hands on. I've only seen gameplay of it. So you guys have played it.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about it.
Well, I'm just going to start with the, if you want a difficult experience, don't use the BFG ever.
Really?
It's an insta-kill.
Oh, no.
It's so
Damn.
powerful.
As it should be.
Well, yeah, that's the point of it,
Yeah.
but it's so strong. So if you want to have to try, don't use that. The combat is, if you watched our
Super
video last week that I posted about their other game, Doom, from id,
Yep.
I talked about how clean the combat was. It's just, it works so well. Their gunplay, its gunplay is, there's nobody close to it. Brennon got the, what's the pistol called? It's the coolest gun I've ever
Firestorm
seen in any
revolver.
game ever.
Firestorm Revolver.
Yeah.
What does
So
that
you
do?
shoot them. Go ahead.
So it's a Magnum. You shoot them with these projectiles that stick to them, and then you use your LT button to detonate those projectiles,
And he does a
they
Thanos
just
snap,
burn into little
and they
crisps.
explode.
Oh, man.
It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. He shot a guy with it, and he's like, "Watch this," and he blew up, and I was like, "What is that? How do I get that?"
Shot it
And you
9
get
times.
these, like,
It was pretty
these.
explosive.
You get these in the arcs, right?
Yes.
So it's
I
not
have
like.
all the powers and all the guns.
That's
at
what
this
you got to
point,
do.
So.
In this game, just run to the arcs, because once
Here's
you
what
get the
you do.
powers and the guns,
You get
everything
the
opens
doctor.
up.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but you get the doctor to level 7, and he gives you a scouting vehicle that can fly. Get that, you can fly anywhere on the map. Go to the arcs, get the powers.
The picture I showed you that I sent,
Yep.
he was on that.
Yeah, I saw that he was on that. So what about the? So a lot of the critiques coming in are that the world is empty
That doesn't make
and
sense.
there's nothing to
That's
do,
the
stuff
stupidest
like
thing
that.
I've ever heard.
So what is there to do, and
It might be
why? What is
repetitive.
it
I
that's
can
not empty,
see that.
Every
or what is
open-
it that's making these people
That's
think that
just
it is
because
empty?
It's
I have no
fighting.
idea.
The fighting is gonna be repetitive. Well,
But it's a shooter, though.
yeah, exactly.
What do you
What do you want them to do? How do you not want it to be repetitive?
So as far as in the open world, there's bandit camps, there's the arcs, there are charging stations where it's essentially you turn the charger on, you just fight wave after wave until it's finished charging.
Don't forget the meteorites.
There are meteorites that fall from the sky that you can go farm the one of the upgrade materials from. On upgrades, you can upgrade your skills that you get from the arcs. You can upgrade the guns. You can upgrade your cars. So, I think
What's
There's
it like?
races.
What's it like
Don't
when you're
forget the
upgrading? Is
races.
it a nice system? Go through upgrades?
Mhm.
Do they feel like you're actually upgrading?
Yes.
Yeah.
They do.
So the Firestorm revolver, for example, one of the upgrade is its tracking. So it's
Even
not
if
like
you miss.
it's not like super
They go
OP,
to them.
but if I'm like a little to the right, if I'm quick switching between, it'll still hit them.
Oh, it's really cool.
It's the coolest gun I've ever seen in any game ever.
Are there different like paths, or are they a
Yes.
set path? Of
Nope, you get
what
to
you're gonna.
choose.
So you choose.
Like with the
Between
homing one.
so each level, there's 2 upgrades you can choose between until the last level, which is just weapon mastery, which changes how the gun functions.
And what's the interface like when you're upgrading it? Are you on like a workbench, or are you just looking
No,
at
it's just
like,
a
a skill tree
just
type
a pause
thing?
screen. Yeah,
It's
it's a skill tree.
And it works like the homing one had rapid fire as the other option, and you can only have one.
Are you changing up the look of the gun at all when you're doing these
There are
things?
skins, but no.
There are skins?
As far as upgrades go, it doesn't change any looks.
But there are different skins for the weapons.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just I honestly
So
he didn't mention the
before
racing
you
either.
Keep going,
'cause-
yes. I'm going back into
Oh,
that
okay.
now. So meteorites.
More stuff.
There is the Mutant Bash TV, where you just fight waves of mutants, in various
Don't they call them
challenges.
muties?
What?
Muties, right?
No, they're mutants.
I know
mean,
what they
muties
are,
is
but
the
muties is
slang
what they-
term
oh,
for them.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought they called them that during that.
Shut
I
up.
was just
How about that?
fair enough.
So that's actually how you earn your skins. Is you can buy them in stores and towns. You can also buy them from the Mutant Bash TV. I got a sick shotgun skin from them. It's very
So-
colorful, like Rage's.
This is all in-game currency. There's no,
Yes,
there
there's no
microtransactions in
microtransactions,
this? No. Okay, good. Because I mean, once you start saying cosmetics,
Yeah.
All in
we're
game
there
money.
now. Where
Well, Mutant Bash TV it's
Has its own currency.
yeah, it's hard to talk about that one because it's story based as well. But basically, what it is it just like crates fall from the sky, like kind of loot crate type things, and when you crack them open, you get the loot, and then
Well, every mutant you kill gives you
Yeah.
coins. So then you get bonuses.
the whole
for-
point is that
for speed objectives, and it depends on which trial you're doing. So
I just
And
want to
then-
take a moment to say thank you, Avalanche, for allowing people to actually get the skins without having to spend money on them, and
Avalanche did. And
pretending to say
Bethesda as a
you
whole.
could earn them, but you really can't earn them. You got to buy them.
he had to take a shot at Anthem right quick.
It's not the only
I know.
company or game.
And then there's racing, which I actually just tried earlier today for the first time. It's hard.
Yeah.
You guys know I'm not a big racer, so
No, not at all. And so, how's it when it comes to vehicles? How's the controls for vehicles in this? Is it good
they're
or
fine.
They're
does it
smooth.
feel good?
I don't like
honest-
drifting. But
Drifting.
That could just be me.
That's just the
so
racing as well.
So, how big is this wasteland?
It's fairly large.
Yeah,
It's
I-
separated into 5 zones.
I was trying to think of a
trying to think of
comparison.
a comparable map.
Probably Anthem, comparably sized.
That's accurate.
That's very large.
Yeah,
So-
it's
It's a big
when,
map.
When we first looked at it, we had read all the reviews and things, and when I looked at the map, it was like, why are people complaining?
I don't understand the empty thing.
Well, think back to Anthem when we were exploring that open world, because this is a game that I did play.
Right.
I haven't played Rage yet. I will play it. So I can't really go into that. But for Anthem, when we were playing it and we were exploring that open world, there were enemies all over the place to take on. There were dungeons to go into.
Right.
There were items to find, scenery, codex things to find. There was a lot to do out there, but that was a similar
Complaint?
complaint was, there's nothing to do. It's just super repetitive. And it's just, I think that's just a state of where we are in gaming right now.
It's crazy to me.
And it's unfortunate. So it's why it's our purpose. This is our purpose,
Yeah.
is to tell gamers that don't pay
Our
attention to
side
that
of it,
shit.
right.
We're actually playing these games, and this is actually what you're going to get.
And it
So-
was there were such cool experiences in the game too. Like I was sitting there
I didn't
watching.
go into the powers yet.
No,
Yeah.
please do.
So I'm sitting there watching him just playing the game, right? And he kind of falls down into this trench, and there's like, oh, there's mutant gunk all over the place. Well, there's going to be a big baddie at the end. Then he walks in, and there's a giant crusher in there. And I'm like,
Explain to the
so-
audience what a crusher is.
The crusher's
gigantic mutant.
yeah, he's
That's
a huge
like the
mutant
brute
Think
ogre
of
type thing.
Yeah.
super mutant overlord or super mutant behemoths from Fallout.
So this is like
It's
an
very
elite
similar.
type.
Yeah, he's
Enemy.
ginormous. He's a named enemy, and I'm
This
like,
was my first experience with the BFG.
yeah, I'm like,
Oh.
Brennan, get that BFG out. Let me see what it does to him. We're expecting like
Half health, maybe.
25%. You know,
Yeah.
shoots a giant green orb at him, hits him in the face.
Dead.
He didn't finish his animation to
The
get
game
up.
did
He
not know
leveled
what
him.
to do. He like walked towards me and then just fell over.
Oh no!
I was like, okay,
All right.
that gun's pretty powerful. Good call.
And is it always like that? It's a one-shot
Yes,
kill.
It kills
yeah.
everything.
It's destructive.
That's pretty awesome.
The way they actually introduced that is very cool as well. The BFG comes down on a meteorite, and you kind of find it, and it's like he picks it up and looks at it, and kind of it's just a cool interaction as a whole.
So that's I guess that's something that's refreshing for this type of game, because most of our shooters that we're going into that are open world right now are looter based.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to know that if you go into these arcs, you're going to get,
Yeah,
I'll
you're
just
coming
say
out-
weapon X. You're going to get weapon X.
or Power X.
It
It
is
doesn't
what
tell
it
you which
is, and you now have it, and then you can upgrade it, and go play with it.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to. Okay, it didn't have the rolls. It didn't have
Right,
what I
right,
want
right.
on it. Didn't. Oh, the stats are wrong this time. Dismantle it. Go back. Try to earn it again. Because that, I got to tell you, I'm pretty burnt out on these looter games right now. And
Until September.
until September, when
Yeah, but that's different.
Borderlands
Those
comes
are a
out.
billion different varieties and stuff.
Right, and all the different types and styles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's less of a here's 40 guns, for example, and you can re-roll these 40 until you get the stats that you like.
Right.
I like that this is more refreshing. It's less of that and more of this is a gun that's in the game. Go find it. Go use it.
Yep.
That's nice.
But
So
finish
talk
up
about
with
some
the
of those powers, yeah.
Okay, so power-wise, my favorite slam. It's where you leap up into the air and smash into the earth. And it just explodes everybody.
Before he goes any further, this game is incredibly visceral.
Yeah,
What I mean by that, you shoot a guy and he explodes and his blood and guts is all around you. So if you're not into that,
limbs,
you're not going to be into this game.
heads, everything.
I'm just kind of a public service announcement. That is
Yeah.
part of this game. It is bright, vibrant,
Well,
and
I
stupid.
mean, one of the main things is the wing stick, which literally chops heads and arms
Yeah.
off every time you throw it.
But anyway, continue with the powers.
So should I just go through them all?
Yeah.
No, just how many? Like,
There's-
just do a brief thing. Yeah. Oh, there's just 4
Only
powers?
4
Yeah, go
active
through them all
powers.
then. Yeah, go ahead.
So there's slam where you jump up and smash down. There are passive powers and other things, but I'm not even gonna bother with those. Just the cool effects ones. There is a vortex where it sucks everything up together. So what you really want to do is throw a grenade first and then suck them all up so they all explode with the grenade.
Grenade goes
It's
with it.
fantastic to watch. There's Shatter, which is the melee one they showcased a lot before the release, which I'm a fan. They just implode.
That's pretty cool.
That's the most visceral one. When you shatter them and they
Mostly because
there's
you're
blood,
inside
guts,
of
and
them.
body parts flying around you, and it
Yeah.
is because it's such a close combat thing. That's just
They
how it is.
just fall apart. And then the last power is my least favorite. It's Barrier. You just throw down a little energy shield you can crouch behind.
Well, you can see that these powers are basically different play styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
the barrier type would be the soldier type that just wants to shoot and stay.
Can't shoot through your barrier.
Well,
You can't- well, you
he
can-
means crouch behind.
yeah,
and pop
crouch,
over the
yeah.
top, yeah.
Use it as cover.
One of the biggest things for me when I was playing, I got motion sick with this. Turn
Really?
off motion blur.
Oh, that's the
Um,
effect, the
yes.
cinematic thing that got
Yes. And they tell you that in one of the
In the option to turn it off,
Yeah.
it says turning this off may reduce
Yeah.
motion sickness.
you.
and it did help a ton. So definitely if you playing the game, and I know that's a lot of people's going to be big complaint is I can't play this game. I want to sit down and play it for 5 hours, but it makes me sick, so I can't. Turn off motion blur and it'll go right away. It's just it's
Did
just
you experience
something
that at all?
happens.
Yes.
You did too? But you guys also got motion sickness from Tomb Raider, right?
Yes.
And there's no way to turn that off, so...
Right. It was the
Correct.
same problem in that.
Same
too,
issue?
Is that it's that first person view when you go to move and the stuff moves with it. Driving in this one is really hard because you'll roll your vehicle and it just messes with your eyes. So
Mhm.
I had to turn it off.
So
Not
what else?
driving so
What else
much,
would you
but
guys...
combat
what's the story like? Is it good? Is it long? How long would you say it is?
It's pretty short.
Yeah?
I'm most of the way through. I haven't completed it yet, but I've also
Think
been
about
doing all the
10
side
hours?
stuff.
Or
I'd say probably about 10 hours. Yeah.
10,
I mean,
12.
if you were devoted to it, probably 5.
You could beeline it in
smash
5.
right through
You could do it.
Yeah. But the
it's not
that's
not set
not
up
the
for
point of
that.
the
yeah.
Not on the
It's
harder
It's not a linear.
difficulties.
It's not a linear game. It's
No, because you want to go to all the arcs. You want to have all the powers, all the guns.
Yeah.
Each gun is its own different thing.
They have 2 shooting styles. So the shotgun, for example, obviously just don't aim down the sights, and it's buckshot.
aim down the sights. It melts all the slugs together into one giant slug that'll obliterate them.
Oh, nice.
So it's got such cool
Next,
elements and mechanics
Yeah.
to the game.
pushes them away as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's like a force thing? Yeah,
Vortex
nice.
Yeah,
shotgun.
it's getting hit with a big melded slug to the chest, and they fall back from it.
I like it.
And it's just so cool, to experience that. You have the overdrive stuff that changes everything's fire rate and the actual
called
things
rage
that
mode.
it does.
Yeah.
So that's the point of the game, is to really enjoy this and explore the open world. Avalanche did a great job with this world. It's beautiful, it's vibrant, it's colorful, and it's kind of what they aimed for with this game. Like they said, it's
Post-apocalypse.
post-apocalypse.
Jesus.
Yeah, post.
And just stupid, gritty explosions and fighting, and that's what it is. That's what the game is. So
Graphically, man, some of the screenshots, well, all of them that you showed me, they're breathtaking, and the
it's-
details on the
it's
weapons.
a beautiful
look
world.
Incredible.
The gunplay is second to none. Just enjoy the game for what if they marketed it as stupid explosive fun. play
Which
it as
is what they
stupid
did.
explosive fun.
They did.
Don't play it.
They
as-
did, but it didn't. Well, it just didn't have enough. I don't think.
Right.
But it is for mature audiences as well. So you.
I mean, I thought I
It's
enjoyed it
fantastic.
a lot.
Yeah.
The gunplay, like I said, is incredible.
Do you want to talk
it is
about
top of the line for a reason?
the review we have coming? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So the review.
He's gonna finish it probably today, and then the review will be sometime this week.
Our unboxing video is going to be going live on Saturday.
It already went
and
live.
It was last Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was last Saturday.
Yep.
And the review will be coming this Saturday, hopefully. We post reviews on Saturday, so if it's not this Saturday, it'll be the following. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, Rage 2 seems like it's a lot better than you may have heard.
A 5.
So,
It's definitely not game of the year.
No, it's
That's
not.
still Sekiro,
but
but
it's not game of the year, but it is not
Hey,
a
Chris,
bad
how you
game.
doing?
definitely
No, it's definitely not a bad game. It's definitely worth playing and picking
Yeah.
up. Just, I don't know where it's getting all this hate from or where it's coming from. Maybe Bethesda's got some bad blood from 76. I don't know, but
Don't know.
it's so good. It's just
Yeah.
it's fun and
Take what you've seen and read with a grain of salt and
Given
watch our
this, though,
videos, watch
very
our review.
excited for Doom Eternal.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
Very
sick.
excited.
We'll definitely be seeing that. But next week is where we're gonna do our E3 predictions. But unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this week. I want to thank you guys for joining me on the panel, and I want to thank you guys for watching and for listening. We'll see you next week.
See you all
Thanks for
next time.
tuning in.